Hello, everybody. There we go. My sound was not off. Pete had to step away for a second. She's having a little sneezy fit. 'Tis the season. It's spring, y'all. Hello, everybody. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. That's how we know that you were here. And it is Easter, so a very happy Easter to those of you that celebrate. Isabella is off and, going to hang out at church with her aunt. It's one of her favorite things to do this time of year. So that'll be fun. I got cute little pictures of her too. She's got quite the outfit. She wore her Crocs with her dress. I thought it was quite the fashion statement. She was doing so well.
I was.
Anyway, well, this is P over here.
I don't even have my computer on.
This is P over here.
I'm over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together, we are PM
Artist Studio.
All right, as I said, do say hello in the chat. I will say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies. That's, like it over here, like that stream. If you're feeling real, giving on this Easter day, please share this stream with one of your friends or just over with all of your friends on the Facebook or Instagram or in an email. Text it to somebody. I think that counts. I'm not real sure about that, but I would assume.
I just want to know what that send button means. I've never got it to send anything.
What are you talking about?
Where it has those choices and it has send over here on the far right side instead of share. This is on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I think because it'll add it into an email, so it'll pull up your email.
Oh well, I don't email.
Yeah,
so I'm not. If send is my only option, y'all are SOL.
2 hours later, all of her junk email loads in.
There is that.
Okay, let's say hello to people. I think and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Do all that YouTube business that you do. If you're watching on replay, welcome. We love you too. We really, really, really do. You could still like it, subscribe, and do all that business.
Yeah.
Let us know down in the comments though. You won't have access to the chat. All right, let's see.
I'm getting
Alice
here.
goes nomad. That's Alice. And Webb's here. And Lar. Hello. Becky. Cookie Wookie. That's Mo. Darcy. Cheryl just popped in there. Hello, Cheryl. Sending you hugs and love. Darcy. Eddie. Elizabeth. Erna. Griffinshell. That's Rhonda. Ingrid. Jeanette, a.k.a. Jeanette. And her sister. Hello and happy Easter to y'all. Jennifer. Jennifer's Dog's Life. Jocelyn. Carla. Kimberly. Lexi. Somebody else popped in there at the top. Miriam. Hello, Miriam. Okay, Justin, Carla, Kimberly, Lexi, Lygia, a little this and that. That's Jennifer, Lind, Marcia Markle is here. Paula, Rosemary, Star Traveler, that's Linda. SWL, that is Cheryl. Cherry, sorry. The Messy Palette, that's Diane. Veronica, hello. Usually, my brain went to, because the Shelly Studio is usually right there. I am trainable. I go on autopilot real quick. Okay. Do I just need to go topside?
Yeah.
All right. She's got piles and she's put things. It's just plans.
Piles.
Piles and plans.
Planned.
There we go.
I was going to bathe today, but I decided it was far more important to y'all since you can't, actively sniff me.
Yeah. Hi, Charmaine. Hey, Nancy.
It's,
Hi, Mimi.
Anyhow, I decided it was more important for me to get stuff out here, and I was having trouble finding
what I say hello, Becky. Hey, Becky. Hey, Eddie.
Mariah, go get my water.
Hi, Anina. Thank you. I've got my red lipstick on. Sepha posted over on Facebook about what it means, and so if you want to look that up, you can look it up. But I was like, heck yeah.
It's a power color.
I've always loved. Yeah. I used to have some Chanel.
Nancy Reagan wore red because it imbued her with power.
Yeah. Good old Nancy.
Good old Nancy. All right. Now, as you can see, I don't know if this is my paper or somebody else's paper.
She feels like it's hers.
I feel like it's something I would do.
Uh-huh.
And if you mailed me this paper.
Let her know. Hey, Peggy.
I am very grateful, and I'm fixing to
Hi, Sandy.
use some of this today, I think. Tear it up and use it rather than just put it in a drawer and look at it.
Paula thinks that we need a "Don't Bathe" print T-shirt. I don't know if you want to be like letting people know.
Bathing is highly overrated. My second husband talked to his doctor
Hi,
about
Joni.
it. And he said, Mr. Carmichael.
Hey, Robin and Lindsay.
At your age, it's probably just best that you don't bathe any more often than once a week because you'll be washing away your essential skin oils. Oh my God, he jumped on that like a duck on a Junie bug. And anytime I ever said,
hey,
honey, might be about time. He says, it hadn't been a week yet. I said, well, you might want to do that bird bath business because, getting a little fragrant around the pits there, darling.
I read that this morning, Steph, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm pulling out my red. I have it right here in the drawer. I sometimes save it for special occasions, but I think I should just wear it more like it should be a staple.
It should, and I think you should wear it now while you're young because when you get older, red is not necessarily... Well, red has never really been my color because I'm too red.
Too red.
And I can get away with like maroony colors, but yeah, I stay away from red. Anyhow, I found this thing that I've been holding up
that's
here.
a good idea. Lexi says that she thinks that we should start doing like the shorts, the quick pile flip through as shorts. So you could just...
Oh.
Okay. I can do that.
I've got another whole pile here that we're going to go through today that are fixing to be sent off. But I just wanted you to know that I did pull out
Dana. Hey, Lizanne.
some of these.
Hey,
and
Anthony.
I think this here is a edge of the words, the mystery words, the magic words that we used, the Halloween-y thing, like mystical, magical. Well, that's the edge of those.
It is. Those are by Rhonda, and they're, what are they? Magical words, I think is.
Yeah. Anyhow, I made I don't know. We might do some other stuff with this really cool piece of paper, which somebody sent me, and I used it. So thank you. And then I've got this out here because I thought this side was really wonderful, and I don't know.
Eddie can't find his red lipstick. I'll send you one.
Well, everybody should have some.
I think so.
I don't. Eddie would probably.
I think he could pull it off.
His skin color would be amenable to a little shot of red. Okay.
Hi, Marguerite.
Now I'm trying to keep these into piles because I do have the.
Don't do the Posca. Don't lick the paint.
Okay, yeah.
That's a thing around here.
All right, so I've got these little jobbers here, and these are exactly the size of ATCs. Well, maybe not exactly.
Well, they should fit onto. Roundabout.
Yeah, but this one's a little bit on the short side. And that happens so much of the time. I have spent my life being
she's talking about how she cut the thing, and yeah.
Well, no, I had this long piece, and, one side or the other.
Right.
Had to go.
Yeah, her pieces are not cut to the exact ATC
But this
size.
is close.
Yeah.
This is not. But, we're going to keep it anyway. Might do something with that. Okay, I don't know. Some of these I think you have seen. Some you have not. So we're just going to go through them really fast. Okay? I think that's absolutely wonderful.
It is.
But you got to see that. And I think you got to see this one.
Yes, and then Rhonda she screenshotted some of your stuff and posted it with her post about her new all the paperclip, both the stencils and the stamps.
Okay, I missed this one. I'm going to put that up there because I'm going to chop that one.
Hi, Pia.
And I think this is wonderful, but I don't know.
I love that one.
And I love this one. I'm
it's glowy,
leave it just like it is. This one a little ho-hummy. And I do love this one, but I just think it needs something.
Hey, Lydia. Happy Easter.
But you can see Eddie's little hooks and ladders there.
She has to go through the word that she thinks that it is.
And this is I'm definitely going to cut this up because I have some ideas for this. I think it's going to work out simply splendidly. And this Tambien. ready to cut up and do something with. And I definitely think this just needs to be cut up. This is just wonderful. Okay, now I want you to look at this. I don't know if you remember what this was, but it was kind of this color here and this pink color. And so then it has that crusty feel to it, so I know that there's some carborundum on here. But when I went over it with the, you can see these little points here? Those are the stencil.
Hey, Jenny.
The dendrite, the...
Hey, Devin.
Neuro.
It's just neuro.
But you can see those. Isn't that interesting? And the rest of it just kind of sponged out.
Yeah.
But I think this is fabulous.
Yeah, and it's like it just hit at the synapses.
Synapses, yes. At the point of meeting up with others.
Hi, Jackie. Now, y'all give those thumbsy ups.
You can kind of see a little bit, you know, underneath. And this just happened. I mean, some stuff on the gel plate, I have no idea what it was. Obviously, some kind of crusty white stuff. But the color, the pickup color here is transparent red iron oxide. Shocker. Okay, now, did you watch me fix this one? I think so. Or maybe I just did that off. But isn't that wonderful? I think that's cut up. All right, now here's another one done with the same.
Like ones that we have recently finished or just, you know, projects that are done?
Yes.
I want to know, Alice. Hi, Lorraine.
Okay, so this is
hey, Emma.
A double whammy of.
That's beautiful.
And actually, the lines that you see on there, that would have been the last. And I think it's a flop off. Check this out. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is. It's like kind of rusty painted.
Yeah, and of course, I love this. I've already shown you that one. You've seen this one, but I'm getting down here to some that you haven't seen. It's just brayer offs and stencil. All right, now I have to talk about this one. Really.
I think you started.
I started this at the end of the last session. And what it was blue. It was blue and orange.
It's not that anymore.
Red. Yeah, I think it was that red. This one right here. And then over the top of all of this, I put gold green by Golden. But before that, what I did is I took the flower stencil.
That is Christy Hartman's new one, the Indian paintbrush special that has like all of them, but you moved it around, right? Because it's not the whole.
I moved it around so that I could get that same sort of, you know, in blocks. And I did, that was kind of a light blue paint. Then I went over you can see it right here. This is the color it was.
Hey, bartender's daughter, that's Jerry. Hello.
And then went over the whole thing with the green gold. But isn't that gorgeous?
Hey, Carla.
I think it's gorgeous. Now this one is a brayer off. You can see right down the middle. Zoom, zoom. Then I stenciled over it with the neurographic.
And man, it looks so different. Like on the edges, there's almost kind of more
what
flowery.
I did is brayered out this, and then put this down like that. But isn't that cool looking? That'll make great cards.
Okay.
And it's still there.
That's the stencils actually.
I made a new one. Where is my new one? I did a really good job on it. Oh shoot.
Yeah, this is the new Neuro one, but she being P, had trimmed the edges of it, so it's altered. And then this one stuck down on the last stream, and she just loved it so much it's staying there. Because she could soak it off, but then the paper gets...
Then I would lose it, and that paper is just so cool looking. All right, I'm going to have to just put those over yonder because I can't get them back on the thing. But here's my newest...
That's how they get lost.
Neurographic, which you will notice is a little bit different. And I'm okay with that.
So if you want to do this to your neurographic, you need to have the 8x10. because otherwise you're not going to have much to, like, you would have to trim the edges. It would be smaller.
This is the big one.
It is?
I really ran into some problems because you can see how some of these are almost squared off. See that? Because I couldn't go out any further.
But I cut you an 8x10.
Well, let's just put them together. I don't think so. I think that this one's actually bigger. No, it's exactly the same size, y'all. So, I know what I'm thinking about here. Okay. You can see
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. Not completely losing my mind. All right, so I found this one over yonder.
I found it over here. While digging for something else that I had lost.
This is 9 by 12. And this is where I really ran into.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Oh, tricky. Very tricky. And some places, boy, I don't know. Anyhow, I did, you can see, I will show you some prints that I pulled using that. But we're going to put these up here because we're going to use these some more. I love these so much.
Now, that other one is...
I don't know what it is.
It's Brad's, the one like month before or so. I can't remember the name of it.
That one.
Yeah, that. I can't remember the name of that.
This is a really, really good one for this process of...
cells or something.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know. I was getting really tired last night, and I was just, you know how it has the little bell over there that says, shows the number of things that you haven't viewed or whatever.
Oh, on YouTube?
On YouTube.
Your notifications?
Yeah, that. So I was looking through there and I saw, what's her name? You know, with just great glasses and
Elizabeth.
Wild red, thank you. Wild red hair.
We think she watches
It might not be natural.
Elizabeth, if you're watching, you need to comment.
Anyhow, so... I looked at what she was doing, and she was using our color combo. I was so dang excited. But then I got interrupted. Izzy came upstairs, had some kind of a meltdown. Her parents had, you know, gone to dinner and hadn't returned on time, and she was worried about it. So, you know.
And you know what's so crazy about that? Like, I completely
forgot to comment. I apologize for not commenting. Because that's really bad. But...
Hey, Lori.
I had to take care of my baby. Yeah. Anyhow, so she talks about, you know, using different stencils in different, you know, the larger ones over the smaller ones, and then you have a nice, and she does it completely different than I do. I think my method is a little bit more fail safe.
She likes her method better.
I worry that some of the time, you know, what happens when you put a stencil down on paint, you always have that thing in the back of your mind. It's going to pull up some paint because I've had to do it. But hers worked out just fine. So
at PM Artist Studio, we support our ideas.
We do. I thought this was brilliant. Remember, I used some paint that was of questionable. It was way past its due date, and we got quite a few off of that one.
Paula, did you comment on there and tell her that was your color combo? Paula watched it.
Oh, she did.
You should comment on there.
Or did you send it to her?
Yeah, you talking. Are you having other conversations, Paula?
That's my very best. Yeah, I use that on Izzy. Boy, I'll tell you what, she just melts down.
Oh, she does.
She will give it up. I think this is one of my favorites. This is, yeah. And I don't know if you've seen this one.
She's talking about Elizabeth St. Hilaire. Alice was asking. Yeah. We think she watches us. We really do.
I really do, because
and if she's watching, she needs to comment.
But now this one, remember, you saw this one, but you didn't see the light blue layer. Because I added that later. But isn't that lovely?
Isn't that awesome?
I mean, whoo!
Did y'all hear my neck crack?
Stuff there. And I just absolutely, I think this is like so awesome. Remember, this is sandpaper. And I did go over it with some pink. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to do a light orange over
She was working on that one at the end.
I was.
She wasn't happy. Still isn't happy.
Okay, remember this one? It was turquoise. And I went over it with the gold. Green gold. So it's friends with this. Look at this little divot there. It's since popped
I love
off,
that. That was so cool how that turned out.
I know. It just reminds me of kiwis and cucumbers.
She wants a salad.
Now here, isn't this beautiful? This was the flop off.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, and I would admonish Elizabeth that she needs to utilize her flop offs. She's not doing it.
Y'all start seeing that.
Whoosh.
We'll know for sure.
Yeah. Because she had some good ones.
It's a potentials.
But
she did not flop.
She did not flop. I was very, very...
One should flop when one can.
I really, I wanted to talk to her, but it wasn't live.
I wanted to talk to her. You need to talk to her about that.
Yeah. And check this out. Okay, you see the one underneath?
Hey, woman. I know you've told us your name before, but tell us again.
Check this out.
Ooh. Rusty paper clips in the back.
Yeah. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, this would be the fourth layer because it started with a brayer off. Then I did the stencil, the flop off with the paper clips. And remember, that was kind of a light blue. Then I picked it up with the ombre color changers. And then finally, this layer with neurographic and transparent red iron oxide. I just think it's awesome. All right, now these are the ones. What?
Not that I was just there was a little confusion and I was a little confused, but then it all came clear. It's funny.
All good?
Yeah, Darcy and Eddie. It's funny.
Okay. Well, you will let me know if I need to know.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So, here we go with that stencil that I showed you that I cut out. And
I'm writing it down.
Okay. On this one, I recommend the bigger one. The 9 by 12 rather than the 8.
Because it can be trimmed to that.
The thing about it is I have used it a few times, more than a few times, and I think it still has enough good contact points on the edges, because that's the secret here. If you're cutting these out and making your edges, custom edges, just make sure you've got enough that when you pull it up, you're not having large areas that just hang out, because I do have a couple that I still love them and I still use them. But now, the background on this, can you see what the background was?
Hey, Margie. Ooh, yes. So we've got, looks like gauze, maybe.
It's gauze, but it's gauze over a brayer off. You can tell that because the middle is sort of darker. Then I went over it with, I put down the stencil on the thing, went over it with a combination of, I think this is the one. No, it wasn't Prussian. It had to be. It was either indanthrine or, and I mixed them up out there. And remember, I've added,
which has been
airbrush to both of these.
If you have struggled with these Liquitex soft body paints, like with the fact that they dry very quickly, adding that airbrush medium has made all the difference in those.
I'm not kidding, because you get flop offs with this, and you get it just increases the transparency. And this, I love this. This is Liquitex's quinacridone burnt orange.
Hey, Liz.
And I love these two colors together. I think that they make absolutely stunning.
That explains it. I didn't want to ask, but I'm happy to know that.
To know what?
That Adria, she has a dachshund, and that would explain her handle.
Oh,
her handle.
Now you can tell this is a pearlized
Oh, it is.
brayer off, where I got a little carried away, so I had lots to brayer off, obviously. But we're going to put another layer on top of that. And the same with
Oh, we
this.
have lots of bugs,
This was
Mindy.
gold. But we're going to do some more with that. I'm just waffling on this.
Oh, wow. No, don't do it. You just leave it.
Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, I just needed somebody to say, you know, it's enough.
That's so good.
Because this is another flop off underneath from a brayered. Oh, I know. Remember when I did the
I'm trying to look to see which.
It's when I did the butters.
Really?
And this was a pickup that was left on the plate, because look, you can see the purple, the turquoise, the blue, the gold, bronze, and red. So it was when I did those stripes.
And I'm trying to think which stencil that was. If y'all remember, let me know in the chat.
I don't know.
But it was when she did the whole rainbow. And it was on the black paper. But this was a flop off of it. Yeah. So that's why it's the way that it is.
Yeah, you're seeing the actual. It should be able to figure it out. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's been so dadgum long ago. I don't know. But look at this. Isn't this just stunning? I mean, you know, this isn't something that just knocks you out and you're saying, oh my gosh.
Well, so it becomes larger than an 8 by 10 because, okay, so that's a very good question. Cheryl wants to know. And way back when you said for P to cut her 8 by 10 stencil, but she had paper on it. It was bigger than the 8.5 by 11 sheet. Well, so you have to keep in mind, usually when we say 8 by 10, that means it's going to fit within an 8 by 10 plate.
Yes, and it's going to go over the edge on your paper, because see what I just did here?
This is a 9 by 12 right here.
This is the 9 by 12. But it goes, I like it because it goes off of the paper, so I don't have an edge contained, which I would if I were using the...
Oh, geotiling. Okay, yes, okay. Asking for an explanation on geotiling stencil being bigger than the sheet. Yeah, that's because that's a 9 by 12.
Yeah.
And remember, she cut those little edges. So, I mean, it goes right out to the 9 by 12. One of the things to kind of keep in mind is that the 8 by 10s, there's going to be some variation in those. We try to, like, keep it within the plate size. Sometimes it will go out to the edge of it. And then if it goes out to the edge of it, meaning the design, you have then the margin, the U-bow that is still there to be able to cut it. Well, so when she does any of the alterations, then it's going to become larger than the 8 by 10.
Yeah.
So hopefully that explains it better.
Because what you see here is the tiny little bit of margin.
Hey, Carrie.
That goes all the way around that. And I just cut right up to the edge.
Yeah, the neuro one is, okay. Yeah, okay, good. I think we're all on, I have addressed both designs and whose it was.
But, okay, so this is a brayer off, a pickup, pretty sure a pickup.
Yeah, we're doing Texas math.
Because
Hey, Gray.
I've already pulled some stuff off, but there's stuff left on the plates. This already had something on it, obviously. And then I just put this down. But look at these areas. That you can't get that any other way that I'm aware of, I should say. That I'm aware of. But I think this is a beautiful print, and I'm probably going to keep it. I'm not going to cut it out. Okay, so this is a wonderful brayer off. Look at that. I just do such fabulous work with that. And then it's a flop off, and then later a pickup. That's what you see there. You're seeing 4 different layers of stuff going on. But isn't it gorgeous? I mean, you could just really, some of these areas, like, look at this down here. Isn't that beautiful? That wonderful contrast, and then it goes into kind of a pale lavender. Look at that blue there. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is.
And I'm pretty sure that it's Prussian. You can tell right there. Anyway, I love this. I'm not going to do anything with
Hey,
this.
Patty.
So I've
You
got
snuck in on there.
all three of these I'm keeping because I just think they're so wonderful. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but you know what I do? I keep things for a while and then I will use them for something else. Okay, so where are we today? Well, here we are. All right, here's my little thing with my most used.
She's found a container.
Well, actually, this, I stole
Did
this
you?
from because my little packets fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this got reused.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to decide about adding things.
Jenny, a lot of them get cut up and then are sent in the little packets that whenever you guys place your orders. And I did see that comment. And thank you, Darcy, for sending that to me because that'll remind me.
Here we go. Look at this. Speak.
See? So
out of each page comes 8 pieces. I don't know what happened there. Those obviously must have been.
now, if they're really like OMG ones, like she's worked like layering and it's this really cool representation of like maybe even something kind of new, a new technique or something we've named recently, she will keep those. And we have boxes.
And what I'm going to do some experimenting with this one because I kind of like the idea. This started out as a flop off.
And then some of them get, turned into things like that.
We need to get PM Artist Studio on the little spot that I made here because remember we had a little kertuffle here with and I was worried that I need to put one of those little felt spotty things on the bottom of my brushes over there. I had to kind of peel them off of the little TV tray table there. And yeah, spent a lot of time on this. This has actual brushwork.
Some get turned into pages and books, and Alice had requested that, maybe like once a month we just do a little flip through on, projects that maybe ones that are at a certain stage that we haven't really talked about in a while. I mean, we can always whip Archie out and talk about how he has not been dealt with. I enjoy that thoroughly. Because, that's why we say
Archie's still golden, his base is messed up. But I did pick up at Costco
the way of
some
Archie.
more of these little boxes that are this size. Because somehow or other, I really like these. And maybe I should have this.
Yeah, there you go.
Because
you need that box. That box has purpose.
Look at that. It is perfect. All right, we're transferring. Good,
and that clears it out of my drawer. I don't know. I think it was in my drawer because you did want me to stamp it, but I haven't stamped it.
I didn't drop it.
Okay, good job.
All right.
Look at that.
Oh, and I could even put some more stamps.
More things can go in there.
More things can go in here. Oh, we'll just set that. No, that's not going to work.
No.
Okay, so anywho, we've got that. Now I've got this little jobber here is what I put my packet things in. I'll just put that back.
When she has them ready, she then brings them down to me. And you don't want to hold them because I don't know if y'all have noticed this or have, keep your glassine bags. But if you have a stack of them and you squeeze them too hard, forcefully, they then. So
yeah. They just slip.
Best to carry them downstairs in a container.
They're like, snot on a doorknob. Slipper.
Okay.
That's not on a doorknob. That's a little.
I will get to that
Southernism.
after the stream, Veronica.
What?
She's having some technical issues. Yeah, there's some little quirky things about our website due to security things. And sometimes people have problems with that or just, sometimes just need login help and we're here to help.
All right. So,
Hey, Nancy.
Basically, what I do here is I go through here, and then I will lay all of these out. Do you see what I'm doing here? Laying them all out on my bridge board. Bridge table. And then I will put ones together that I think go together. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do some things with this and with this one. I just wanted you to see them. I'll go through them very quickly. I just alter them back and forth. This was just a brayer off with a flop off. Isn't that cool? And I may do something about it. Nothing's coming to me right now. This is kind of dark, but I don't know what to do with it quite yet. These pearlized ones.
Alice doesn't know about Archie.
Well, I guess you can tote him out and we can give him a... Just be careful because he's over there where there's a lot of stuff that might fall.
It's probably good that he's getting, unburied.
And I have these, which I think are going to go nicely with some other ones. And here's the dark ones again. And so we're going to work with some of the dark ones and then some of the light ones. And I have over here a pile, which they... I don't like to send the same ones in the same, so they have to have friends.
Here.
And some of these have friends and some of them don't.
I wiped off some of the dust.
Oh, good. You did?
A little bit.
Well, it doesn't have any spider webs in between.
No.
Okay, here's Archie. Archie was constructed from foam, which I guess I painted.
It's like
it. And then
florist foam,
and then covered with masking tape, and then paper mache.
And that's all either toilet paper rolls of some sort, or even just boxes, or just little pieces of cardboard.
Well, cardboard that I created and taped into these shapes, and then put them all together because it was really, of course it's three-dimensional, so it's meant to be observed and appreciated from all the different angles. And what I love about it, and I like the solid color, because remember initially what it was going to be covered with
were the trinkets.
Yeah, trinkets. But I just think that, you need that solid surface in order to see those.
One just needs a golden statue to,
And this is just not.
In an altar.
That's better, right?
Yes. Yeah. Standing up, he doesn't display very well in the camera.
But isn't he wonderful?
Oh, hey, Candy.
There are mega hours into this. But I love it so much.
Well, did you tell her about us, Candy?
Solid color. What?
Oh, she found somebody new. You need to tell her about us.
And anyway, I'm just waiting to paint the base. You can see it's had some... This is research on the bottom here.
That's why you got to bring them out every once in a while. That's research.
Research.
Yeah. Decisions have not been made yet.
This is...
If y'all want to date that back,
talk about
going the way of Archie.
Going the way of Archie, then this is what we're talking about. All right, Mariah, I don't have any place. I can just put him on the floor here. He'll be fine. No. Anyhow, that's Archie. Okay, so now you understand the whole process with the cards. And these just need something. I don't know what they need, not all of them. Oh, look at this, beans. Now, I could put that with something else. That would look really cool with...
Hey, Brad.
This one. Because, see?
Oh,
Aren't those wonderful together? I don't even think that needs anything. Okay, so that's what I do. I go through and I pick out.
Oh, my God, Nathan's here, too. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Nathan. I still have your little note up here on my roly thing. Happy Easter, and happy Easter to the boys.
All right, he's not. No, we haven't been on YouTube 8 years yet, but we chuckle about that.
Okay, now here's the other stamp that did I do this on.
Yeah, I think some of it.
Yeah, I think I did. But look at this one. Isn't this wonderful? I like this one with the beans because I think it's well, number one, look at those, how they go together.
That's fabulous.
All right, so see, we're putting some together. You get to see how I do this, and then, oh, look at that.
Oh, well, no, Alice, I think this was like before you found us. Archie.
I kind of like those two together. But let's get one with a little bit more. See, look at that rust right there on the edge. Isn't that fab? Now, these are really special. If you get these, you need to know that.
You need to know.
These are special multi.
I try to, like, if I know you and I know that you've been to streams and I recognize your name and I know your name versus your handle, because sometimes that's like, I do my best. But yeah, if I know who you are, I try to get extra special ones for y'all. I just want you to know that. Okay, so I'm going to put these aside. I'm not going to do any more of this, but I wanted you to see how the process, progresses. This is the packet process.
This is the packet process. And I'm really, now that I've noticed that there's ones that go with these, look at that.
Nathan wants to know why, because you haven't placed an order, Nathan. That's why. And yes, you don't show up to streams often enough. I'm just going to be real.
I'm very sorry.
It's a privilege.
And I worry that things end up in your garage.
Izzy's little thing just decided to, it's low battery because she leaves things on.
Okay, I think all of these are wonderful, and I'm not sure I'm going to do anything to them, so I'm putting them over here. But we're going to focus on these guys.
That is good to know.
And some different ways of getting things on here, because we have here, this is very busy and very high contrast. So basically what I want to do here is grab some of my, what do you call this paper here? Where am I? These guys. And do some,
okay, that thing's is it just gonna keep, like, hollering out that it's got a low battery until it...
What is it?
See, she can't even hear it. The thing that you bought the baby that has been driving me crazy.
Oh.
She's got a little karaoke thing. She loves it so much. She loves it so much.
Where is it?
It's downstairs.
Oh.
Calling out. Help me. Help. Low battery.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that promo code has expired a long time ago, Nathan. We've talked about that.
What promo code?
Whenever Nathan wants something, he's like, and I'd like to use my promo code, brother.
I don't know I do not know what I have that he would actually want.
Okay, I got it. That thing. I'll be right back. I gotta go deal with this technology.
Okay, so I'm just putting those in there right now, and I think it's kind of cool that you get to see from whence these come. And remember, we've got these prints up here. We're going to do something with these. And I don't know, maybe I should just go ahead and chop these up. I don't know. I kind of think I'm going to put I'm going to put neurographic over the top of this one. And I think that's going to be interesting. So let's get our gel printing done before we start our stenciling and this part. Oh, look at that. That's going to fit in there perfectly. You just know when these kind of things happen, it was just meant to be, right? And I don't really, those are little 50-doos, and I don't know about that. Okay. Everything copacetic there, Mariah. Look at this little box.
I put it on the charger for her.
how that works
A
out.
little Easter basket.
It certainly is. All right, now I do have a few more here that I wanted to talk about very quickly.
Oh, Sophia said she spots the Swedish tracing paper.
She did what?
She spots the Swedish tracing
yes,
paper.
that is one of the ones that I use to stamp onto when I'm using the really bright red, because I want to use the bright red as a my ink pad, and so I have to have absorbent paper. I can't put it onto. Well, I can, but then I would have to wait for it to dry, which would be a long time.
Sophia says that she thinks that they used to use it in dressmaking for patterns and stuff because it's similar in that.
Yes, it has that weight.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is going to be a good one for this process also. I might start off just simply, and I'll tell you why, is because it's blocky, kind of blocky, to come through with this and use this one for this one. Okay, I think we've got lots to do here.
Thank you for your opinion, Nathan.
What is his opinion?
He doesn't like the brown overlay. He's just saying.
Well.
Oh, he's such a troll.
What?
He would like us to, he says, please change the color.
Nathan?
You can be banned. I'll just let the mods know.
We have people that can do that.
Might need to time them out, Eddie.
I think the brown looks absolutely stunning with this. And that may be just what I'm going to do. Nathan, you can just see. Watch and see. And you know, this doesn't necessarily have to be my last color that I'm going to use.
And now Brad's encouraging poke the bear. I don't know if he's just saying, you know, if he's commenting that or if he's encouraging it. This is how it goes. This is spot on for Easter.
Alrighty, let's see if I have a clean.
Paula says she wants to know when Nathan's coming back on. She enjoys him.
Well, sometimes we just got to pull something to get something else. So here we go.
Yeah. Oh, yes, and we do have double points going on. Thank you, Mo.
Because it's Easter?
Because it's Easter. Oh, Estella bought like a roll of Swedish dressmaking paper for patterns and gel printing. She bought it back in 2012. She's still using it. That's kind of like our craft roll thing. I bought it for like crawfish boils because we used to do that. And then it sat out in the garage. That's very pretty.
Yes, I think it is. And I will just put it aside over here. I'm not sure that I'm going to do anything else to that. That is such a beautiful color of blue. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this on the edge here just because that was starting to do a little.
Yeah, Paula's taking her job very seriously. And I keep seeing that kind of ghosted stamp of the paper clip in the background. I keep thinking that's on your plate because it's now happened to me twice.
What is it?
I don't know if she sees it or not. See, it's on the paper.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I think it is. Yeah.
It is.
It is. But see, it really, like, looks like it's on the...
All right, I think I can avoid that mess.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Gina.
So I don't have to pull that out. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell whether it's,
yeah,
front, back.
side to side.
side to side in between and managed
Hokey pokey.
to get this rolled up here without my finger being included. Okie dokie. There we go. Now is this squared to the table edge, etc., etc.?
Oh, Dita.
See, this is why I have that piece of paper underneath. Because that's going to be the size of the paper.
Geotiling.
It goes over both edges. So what you can do if you want one edge to definitely be inside of the paper thing there, you just do that. This one obviously is going to go off.
But it almost has... That actually probably works a little better.
Yeah. Okay, we know that we're going to flop off.
Oh, remember there was a request for more brown, please.
A request for more brown? Yes, I know. I'm going to brown it, but it's going to be a custom brown.
Okay.
It's not just going to be like a normal brown.
Yes, but this is the 9x12 of the geotiling.
But what I have to have ready to go here is another one to pick this up with. And I don't like to make really quick decisions because sometimes they're really sucky decisions. But I do think,
yes, hello, Lizzie Jean.
I think that this will be a beautiful one to also got that kind of, you know, what, avocado kitchen vibe. All right, so we're going to go with, surprise, surprise, Van Dyke Brown hue. Now we could, because I don't know if I have any. I know I don't want to use that one brown because it's just not working. I really need to work with my paints and get them a little bit more. Trying to find the one that's open here. Use purple. Purple goes brown on a lot of what's going on there. You know, you can take that into consideration. What is this? Aha. Violet oxide, and it's open. Okay, this is...
So, are you doing a long haul?
No.
Oh.
Not.
Well, you just spent a lot of time lining it up.
Well, I just wanted to, you know, make it perfectly clear why I do those edges the way I do them.
Uh-oh.
My can of peanuts stopped it.
Peanuts to the rescue.
Okay, now this is not quite as dark brown as I wanted it because I really want that brown that's on there.
Well, that's because you add blue.
Thank you.
I've been paying attention.
And this happens to be Prussian. I don't want Prussian. I want the purpley blue.
Is that the purpley one? I don't feel like that's purpley, but...
There we go. This is it, see? And it is in Dantherine. And we have lots of paint out here. So that means that we've got lots of...
Whoa. Hold on. Okay. So I need to do an update, and thankfully it came back on, but it's having a little moment. Hopefully we don't have any more moments during the stream, but just bear with us. That was my bad. I told her to do the thing, but she didn't know how to do the thing. And then I forgot about it this morning. And then I was like, by the time I remembered, I don't know if I have enough time.
Yeah, sometimes those suckers take forever to do.
So.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I have my stencil really well painted up. I'm not doing my brayer quite yet simply because I want to be able to give it another run.
Yeah. Now, see, how could you pass up a flop off?
But do remember to remove your flop off in a timely manner.
Should I go into all the things about the flop off?
You should not right now.
Okay.
What we're going to do here is, this is really nice and juicy.
It is. I can see it from here.
Let me find something else here that, and see, this is a lot of times why you have things ready to go. All right, let's do this.
Which color, Lizzie Jean? The browns or the blue?
What is she saying?
She wanted to know what color, and I'm just trying to figure out if she means the...
I didn't use my other one that I have back here.
Oh, the dark chocolatey looking one.
Yeah, the chocolatey looking one was, just a minute, I'll tell you. That was the red, that was the violet oxide.
Oh goodness, that's that was a lot of paint.
Okay, I will show you these, I promise. Don't get all bent out of shape because I'm not whipping them out here.
Just getting that paint.
But I'm really, I'm pretty good shape because it's it's got some open
sugar
to
biscuits.
What?
Our peoples are here. I love it. Hi, Christina. The nerd is full. Let's just say that. And I love that. Oh, that's lovely.
I know you kind of lost the stars, but isn't that I don't really care.
Right. And I think you also will be surprised. Keep in mind, when you have this wet of paint on top of paint, it's going to alter as it dries. And it may even absorb some of that, and the stars may come more visible.
Now, okay, this is the fourth print. Fourth print. 1, 2, 3, 4. With one, this is kind of like, you can't really say it's like a mini haul. It's not, you're using the same stencil, but you aren't putting any more paint down here. Now, I do still have my layer over here that has paint on it.
It's kind of like a multiple ghost print.
Oh, look at how soft and beautiful that is.
It's the phases of ghosting.
Look at that.
Are you listening to me? I'm
yes,
naming things over.
Of ghosting.
I'm naming things beautifully over here. Phases of ghosting.
Now we still have stuff on the plate here, folks. And we could let this dry and pull it up with something else. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and...
poltergeisting.
Poltergeisting?
Isn't there like a thing where... I don't know. I don't know that much about the ghosting thing or ghosts. I have a friend, though, that used to absolutely love watching all those, like, the ghost hunter shows, which really kind of blew my mind, because sometimes when you find out things about people like that, you're just kind of like, I wouldn't have guessed that. Like, that wouldn't be like, I'd be like, I bet he's really into that.
Okay. Trying to extricate a brayer over here that has married up with...
Maybe we could just call it Carol Anning.
Okay, I've got my little...
Yeah, somebody did. I was wondering. Good job, Eddie.
Now, sometimes these last ones that have stuff out there, and then you put this other stuff over the top of it.
Other things appear.
Other things appear. Now this is definitely going to be a long hauler.
Apparition?
I mean, it's going to stay.
Is that the right word? An apparition? Isn't that like a ghost appearing?
Yeah, well, it can be, but usually it's like a, it doesn't necessarily have to have human form. It can be an aberration. It can be just like a
vision,
a spirit, or a something. You can't name it.
Okay.
And so you call it an aberration because it's unknown.
Unknown. Well, we knew where this stuff came from, so I don't think that word applies.
Okay, so now we're going to flip it over and we're going to see what happens.
Oh.
This is always exciting.
This is the 12 by 14, right? Or is this a 12 by 12? I think this one's square.
12 by 12.
Yeah, that's a 12 by 12.
Isn't that just... I mean, there isn't any other way that you could sort of get this effect. I don't think. And I think it's really...
She doesn't have any more of the 8 by 10s because we gave all those away.
Yeah. Those went bye-bye. All right, that's got to set a spell. Let's see what else I have.
Hey, Jerry.
Since we're kind of into it here. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Remember this one? This was like one of the ghost prints from last.
Apparition plus aberration.
Apparition, yes, is a physical phenomenon that is observable. Aberration is something that is not good.
Not good. Well, I mean, that was some good stuff, so that doesn't apply.
I should have had you video this, Mariah. It's paralyzed.
Make the most of your ghost. Prince. Ooh, that one's kind of fuzzy. It's blurry.
Well, I think it was because you can tell. Look here.
Paint.
It was still wet.
Well, and that's where
I put
all that paint.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had lots of gold paint, but isn't that beautiful?
Oh, a ghost print is so once you have your first, like there's whatever your very first pull off of the plate with that layer of paint that has been applied, like that's the print.
Yeah.
Anything left after that is a ghost print.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. That's also that is a way better way. So, Griffin Shaw, I thank you very much. It says when you pull up paper, but the paint is still left on the plate in a lighter intensity. Yes, that is a much better way of saying it. You know me, I liked it. I got the long version. Oh.
Okay, I don't really need to take off the top part because I'll just stay down here at the bottom.
Oh, Policy's auras. Used to be a bit embarrassed about it, but now she's out of the closet. There you go. She's an aura seer.
Oh, I've tried to.
I don't get to, yeah, I don't see auras, but I get feelings from people.
Yeah, me too. And I can't define it necessarily, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't think we should. There we go. How's that? Is that pretty?
Yeah. I mean, you're not,
Okay.
yeah, you're straight there, but not straight at the top, but that's fine.
All right. So now we've got these lovely prints back here, which we will look at all of those at a later date. At the end of the hootie doo here. Okay, now this is an interesting print, and I don't know what this print is. I mean, I don't know what. This
yeah, because there's 3 of those. It's the constellation ones, but what else did we call those? See, now I can only remember Constellation because that's what, but I did AKA them.
Yes, and they came in 3 different forms.
Mm-hmm. They're by Sophia.
And
Sophia should tell us.
I don't know. Oh my goodness, I need to get this. This needs to be
Dealt with.
taken care
Oh, look at that. Even transferred a little pattern. Trig.
Well,
Thank you.
when
Thank
you
you,
are
Miriam.
using, open
Good
paints,
job.
which that. And sometimes it opens up whatever else it is that you're using with it.
I would also like to know what my aura is. Becky's aura is unicorn. That's funny.
Okay. There we go. Now we're back in business. But look at this gorgeous sprayer off. Okay. So back to this jobber here.
Oh, Miriam's using it right now. Wonderful.
What is it?
She's using that stencil, so she knew.
Oh.
Awesome.
Seriously. All right, we're bringing back Neuro.
Jackie, the colors that were used earlier were the browns. Pete can tell you exactly which ones, plus the violet blue. Is that what it was? The browns and the blues that you
and
used.
Danthrine.
Yeah, and Danthrine. There we go.
And Danthrine and the quinacridone burnt orange in Liquitex with airbrush medium added. I know, that's a lot.
Okay, stop moving around so much, freaking the camera out, and it's in a state right now. We got to make it an hour, and I'm not feeling confident.
So we put this stencil over the top of this to see, what's happening.
Yeah.
This is kind of how I determine this. Now, I honestly think we need to tell Elizabeth. She needs to put her gel plates on a piece of, so that she can pick them up and do this.
I think you need to reach out to her and have conversations. What I think.
Well, I certainly shall endeavor to do so.
Okay.
But I lost it, and then.
Okay, well, I can probably find that for you if you want to,
Yeah.
reach out to her in the comments.
There was one that she just did real recently.
That's what Paula said. She watched it.
Okay, well then, Paula.
Hi, Brandy.
Paula can, And I don't watch her religiously, but when she's got some new stuff that she's kind of showing there, and what I was very impressed with was her method of. So she had a total screenshot. It filled up the entire, space like this, all this space, with all of the related stencils to that particular project.
We have requested that here on this stream. And sometimes you've done it before. You're just appreciating that she made that happen.
Yeah. They were all, lined up.
That is impressive.
And I appreciate that it took some time to do that.
Yeah.
Not that I know how to do it, but I've watched Mariah do it, and I do know that it requires a bit of finesse. And that. Okay, here we go. So now we have to talk about what we're going to do.
Hi, Lizette. And welcome over to those of you that have come in, do say hello in chat so we can say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already. If you're watching in replay, thank you very much. Leave us comments down below. And still be sure to give that thumbsy upsie. That's the like it thing. And share with your friends.
All right, now see how carefully I'm pulling this up because of those spindly little wispy hookup.
You don't have to, Estella. We're talking about her today, so.
Okay.
She's getting airtime
I just made a completely different decision here. I'm going to give this, I don't want to deal with the white. And you don't have to. But I don't want to obliterate the design that is already on there.
Bye, Lorraine.
And what I'm thinking, and I know this is this is Ara Golden Green Lake Extra. And then you have, okay, I don't know why you're falling over.
And hello, is it Apple May?
Okay, so you've got Golden Green Gold, and you've got the Golden Green Lake Extra. And you can just see, this one has slightly more yellow to it.
Oh, it does. But they are very close.
Very, very close. And
for the passerby,
they're certainly interchangeable, and I would get whichever one cost.
Yeah, fits your budget and accessible.
Yeah. Okay,
hello,
so we're going to put this over this, and we already know that the green over the blue is going to be a dark green. The green over the red violet is going to be kind of brownie. But I don't want to see this white, and I don't want it to show up in my next.
Well, welcome, April. We're happy to have you.
We are.
And welcome, Cheryl. We're happy to have you as well. She just found our channel.
Excellent.
People have been finding us lately. That excites me.
Me too. Patting with a flourish. You can see it takes paper to paint in order to pull up those edges. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because at this point, it's really not pulling up very much where it's on top of the paint. And that's why after a while, I just, retire these guys. Just because, yeah,
that's the reason.
And look at this.
Aw, well, we're happy that you said hello in the chat. She's been watching us for a while. April has.
Okay, so now look at what's left on the plate. So we have this. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab another plate since we do have some more plates. But this looks very cool. And I'm going to let this dry. And let's see if we have something here that would benefit from...
Did you say it transferred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did transfer, right?
Yeah, that's transfer. Oh, Cheryl would like to see what well, she showed, okay, sorry. Let me slow down here. This is where my brain goes. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. So Cheryl said sometime you could show what you can do with those little deli paper pull-off edges. So a couple streams back, P did show some of the little packet papers that she does. So you can collage with those. And she did actually do some extra ones. Some of y'all are actually receiving those in your orders. So if there's a little piece that's been glued on to your, to the jelly prints that we send in the little packets, that's what she does. And then the other day she showed that on some of those solid edges, she used the circular stream and did the pointing, or it really was pointing because you moved the stencil around and made it more textural versus just, straight on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I grabbed this and...
Hi, Ricky.
Just going to go
Hey,
ahead
Terry.
And get some of this on
Welcome.
here. Also, Tommy in. Then we'll have two.
And then if you aren't part of Makers, that's the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group. Highly recommend coming over there. Many of these lovely folks that you see in the chat are also members. And we post things over there.
Totally saturated there and
rippy.
So that one's going to go up there. We'll grab another one here in a minute. All right. But this is how it goes. It's just, and see, I just irks me to no end because I
You
don't
just want that. Just that.
want that little bit of white on the edge there. I just don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
They used to say, I don't want it.
I don't want it. Hello, Lee.
And she's been one of those kids that lets you know that from the get-go.
Yeah.
Wasn't ever, any
No.
namby-pamby maybe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She had very decided opinions about what was happening and what wasn't happening.
She's still. Yeah.
Okay. So, we want to talk about this one for just a moment. Because now we have a situation where we've got some very dark areas. And that's going to require light colored paint. And very definitely opaque. Or it's just not going to show up. Because it's just too dark. There isn't any dark paint that I could put on there that you would be able to see.
Right.
Okay, everybody's got that. We understand that. Good. So, we'll just get a little white paint going here. I don't know if I want white.
Well, you got it out there now.
Well, I do, but it doesn't matter. I can squish it around and
Turn it into something else.
turn it into something else.
Okay.
Um,
It does look like a little monster. Like a.
what looks like a little monster?
Your print has like a. If you kind of look at it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just using this because I have it here. Some of the Lucas Krill. Okay,
This
now
is a bold choice.
if you are
Mm-hmm. What are you? Yeah, what is that little
I don't know,
chunks of things?
this is how my pants end up with stuff on the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it just keeps it's on the brayer.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's all right. It's
It's mark making.
mark making.
Oh, wonderful, Jennifer. Oh, hi. Yeah, I need to watch that video. I saw that Carrie has a new mark making video out.
New piece of paper. And remember, we want to get it down into
the grooves. Kind of looks like a, well, now it won't, but the frame that she had a second ago there kind of looked like the scalloped, like a little wonky, whimsical scalloped edge. Feeling very Pepto-y. Mm-hmm.
well, I don't think it's going to necessarily be.
They like that getting to the groove. I just love how this one puckers.
Okay. Now, we still have lots of stuff going on here. I've got another dark print here.
Ooh. That's fabulous.
Now, this is what I'm talking about, though. There really isn't anything I can do, but I can come back in with some of my washouts and hit that up. But that's much more interesting than it was before. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do this, even though I'm not sure it's the right thing to do. We're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, and I don't think there was a flop-off opportunity with that one.
There wasn't. And plus, I'm really a little concerned about the flopping off of that one if it sticks.
Yes. We've already done that.
Yes, we already have one that's down, and I've kind of used up my chits with the management as far as duplicating another stencil. Okay, this is going to be... Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, see, and then it's like the other part of the little reverse, the scallop edge. She did say chits.
Now, again, it's really subtle in certain places. But what happened, I'm going to let this dry, is when you go over this, because there is opacity there where the pink is, because you remember, it's mainly white. You go over this with another color, and then you're going to create that very floaty feeling of there's other things going on here. But we'll hopefully get back to that. If we don't, y'all understand where that's going. Okay. This is a lot of pink.
That's a lot of pink.
Yeah, and it's a lot of wet.
Well, it's paint.
Yeah. Okay, we've got some pink out here on the thing. Now, let's talk about this, because I really thought about cutting this up just like it is and then doing something different with each card. But what I'd like to do is something just in the middle here. Okay? So we're going to put our paint down just in the middle.
Just in the middle.
Just in the middle. Here,
all right.
Let's do this.
You got 37 minutes to do it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Time flies.
Yeah. Okay. I really, I like what's going on here in the middle. In certain places, but I don't like it everywhere. And I'm just thinking the stencil that I need for this. Of course, I think it's buried somewhere here. Oh, look what I found. Some more of those things that we just talked about.
Yeah.
That might be kind of cool.
These are the trigs. Also, constellations.
Now, I do love this also.
This is beaded squares, I think, and it's been altered.
It has?
Yeah. You took the edge off. It doesn't come like that.
Oh. And I went around each one of those little...
No. You just simply cut off a...
Oh, a row.
No, just a margin.
Okay, that's what I did. I didn't remember I did that. All right, so let's put this down. This might be a good one, too, because, see, it really concentrates all that stuff out in the middle. But I'm really, really kind of liking this better because I think this is more of a pattern that's going to fit in that middle business. I could always use this because I do all the time, but I don't want these big splotches out there.
Yeah.
So that's all of my rationale on that. I could use that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that he's probably still. Yeah, I think they're on the road. Well, actually, they're probably in service right now. But A little sad that he didn't get to read all that yet.
Okay, that's gonna leave a little bit at each end. See, I altered this one.
Uh-huh.
I'm just interviewing different.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. People like seeing these, and it's nice to...
Okay, this is kind of interesting.
This one is, dot dash.
Okay, that's a definite possibility.
Filigree.
This is a definite possibility.
Filigree dashes. Something. It's by Sophia. Had the shiggles. For sure.
Okay, I think that leaves... That's making too big of
But it looks lovely.
I really like that. I'm gonna hang that one up there because I think
that has also been an altered one, but that is, I believe, one of the grandma buttons by Darcy. It is a Darcy stencil. I just don't... Sometimes when she cuts the edges off it takes me a minute to...
Okay, now really on this one, I should come in and cut the edges off of this one.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what to do about that half circle there.
No, you just
whack it.
Just whack it.
Okay, I've decided that I think that this is going to be my
dot dash filigree. Look at me. Oh.
Is this the one you
no
predicted?
No, I was just calling out stencil names, and sometimes I remember the full name. Sometimes I just remember parts of it. So.
Okay, so basically what I want here is I just want that.
Good job, Eddie. Good job.
I just want that middle section there. So what color do I want? I'm thinking kind of a grayish blue. Because I think it's going to look good with the orange. And I like this color. It is opaque. And I think it's what we need there. So we're just going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And remember,
Hi, Francis.
I just want to get this brayered out here in the middle. I don't really know how much paint to use.
Oh, Francis, I don't know which one was the second. Like, you got to describe it, and then we'll tell you. Okay, yes, this is. Oh, this one. This is the beaded squares. Okay, good. That made it easy. It was like if we have to go back through the pile over there. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mama Juju.
I can't put that over there.
Yeah, this was one designed by Brad a while back. It's kind of an older one. It's one to be careful with because you don't want to just be pulling it. It'll pop. It's a popper. Well done on that.
Very cool looking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me grab one here that is...
Brad is very talented at the stencil making. He really is. And that makes me so happy because he gets to use his creative skills. And that was something that we didn't always get to do as graphic designers. People sometimes just want what they want, and that isn't always what they should want or what we want to do. We purchased eggs. Luckily at the store they had deviled eggs, and it was funny because P was like, "Oh, they're so beautiful," and then Brad was like, "Shh, shh." And so then she had one, and she's like, "This isn't your best job." And I was like, "Yeah, that's because I didn't make them." I did think about like pulling all of the filling out and you know, doctoring it up, but then I would have had to, you know, scoop
Oh
it
my
back
gosh,
into the eggs.
that would have been horrible.
I mean, I don't know.
Wouldn't have expected you to do that.
But a heck of a lot. I did the whole cracking and cutting of the egg business. I just don't love that part of it. That's
okay, I think that's as good as that's going to get, but isn't this interesting?
very pretty. Mm-hmm.
Tiny wee bit more there. But it's just not going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think the key to the whole deviled egg thing, I'll just give y'all a little secret, is Miracle Whip versus all mayo.
Either that or just add
and pickle juice.
A little bit more sweet pickle juice.
I don't do the sweet pickle juice. It is pouring out now. It's not very conducive to egg getting, but we're gonna see if the bunny's still gonna, you know, drop by and hide some things. He may not be like the post office. He may just do a interior egg drop. Oh, Lizette, so if y'all would put in Paula's, she has eyes, and there's the Eye of Ra is one of them, but those might be something you would be interested in. It's an ATC set. There are 2 of those sets with all the different eyes? I'm trying to remember that. Oh, no, Francis is a no on the Miracle Whip, but pickle juice, yes. And then what was the other one that you recommended? So was that, all right, Egyptian themed and Arabian. And then we do have,
all right, check it out.
The ones by Judy P. That looks beautiful. Well done.
Isn't it? And that was with rubbing off and cleaning of the stencil. On top of a brayer. And then this.
Oh, that's a great recommendation, Alice.
This is.
I like that idea.
My stamp off, you know, clean up. Hope-de-doo.
Paula's just a no on the eggs altogether. She's a nay.
No on the what?
Eggs, just altogether. She's a no. They're disgusting, she says.
Oh.
And Nancy has strong feelings about Miracle Whip as well.
She's not a Miracle Whip person.
She said it should be illegal.
Well,
I go back and forth.
We buy both around here.
This
one I just think mayo is just so
I like mayo,
boring.
But it needs to be Kraft mayo. I do not like Hellman's. I don't like any of those other ones. They taste weird. They're a little too eggy tasting.
Eggy.
Like I like eggs, but I'm very particular.
She is. Okay. Here's a mix. I don't know what this is going to do, but I'm going to put it out here. It's quinacridone crimson with airbrush mix.
Yeah, I like them a little. Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're going to have a problem here.
We're going to have a problem.
We have blue on the
Bye, Lizette.
Brayer.
Those were great recommendations, and there are some things in the shop that you may want to check out. But yes, I would think that our designers could be inspired. Think Egyptian and Arabian.
What are you talking about?
She had some kind of requests, some ideas for the designers, theme wise, for stencils.
Oh.
I think that could be true, Gray.
What is true?
She says that she thinks skills at deviled egg makes a good Venn diagram with skills at Bloody Marys. I think I can make a pretty good Bloody Mary. Brad had one the other day when we went to the...
I don't want salt around my rim on my Bloody Mary.
She seems
Some places do that.
Some places do that.
And I do not like that. Thank you very much. I like all kinds of veggies in there.
Okay. Miriam seems to be on it. Now, I don't like the actual pickle in the eggs. That kind of icks me out, but I like the pickle juice. I want cut up pickles. She'll do like the cut up pickles, but I don't need that interfering.
I just use relish.
Yeah, I know. I don't do that.
I like it. I like it chunky. Okay, I want you to look at this and appreciate this print.
Okay, it is
beautiful. Stop with the egg talking for a moment.
Okay. It's beautiful. It really is. It's very Eastery.
Well, it kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got coffee beans and everything going on there. Okay.
Bye, Rosemary. Thanks for hanging.
All right. No. So we've got this here.
No.
And I really do like it.
Yes, Jocelyn. 100%. She's got it. Well, except for like the actual pickles. Juice on it. That look. I like that.
I'm going to leave that alone for right now.
Right.
Just because I don't know what
I don't think you have the answer yet.
I don't have an answer. And, I'm going to use that with my pink business here. I'm going to have to get it right on the money. See, that's the only thing sometimes I don't like about these. But because, see, it's going to leave a tiny little bit there. So what we can do is we can go ahead and put the paint down. And then,
yeah.
We'll be able to cover the edges.
Wonderful.
Okay. What do we want here?
You got 20 minutes. 22 to be exact.
I can do it.
Hey, Sunny. And welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't. If you've just been hanging out and you're like, you weren't really sure, but you know, now you're like, hey, this is kind of something I'm into. Give those thumbsy upsies. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, do that. You can do all that down below. There's like subscribe buttons. There's the thumbsy upsy like it button. There's even a little arrow thing that tells you that you can share it, and then that will help you in grabbing that link and then sending it off to your friends.
Here we go with some more
old paint.
Vintage paint.
Vintage paint.
Oh, stinky too.
Not only weird consistency, but weird aroma.
Smelly. And I'm really trying to get it past.
Oh, I don't know that, Cheryl. But Cheryl wants to know if the Liquitex unbleached titanium is the same as the golden titanium buff. I don't know that.
I don't know that either.
Oh, that is stinky. I can smell it from here. Ugh.
Kind of pukey, huh?
A little bit. Oh, and Margie, they have dropped in that link. It'll take you over to Jackson's there. And that is our affiliate link. Well, Mo's is, I think, is our affiliate one. I don't know if that's straight to Jackson's. Oh, it might still work. They're doing weird things with their affiliate deals over there, and they're merging some things. It does not smell like dump things. Had a different odor. It is a pukey green with a kind of a pukey smell.
Well, I put this one down first simply because I wanted to have a print that had something on the edges. But it's not going to be just white. Oh, that looks cool. I'll show it to you in a minute.
Okay. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, so both of them are the affiliate ones. It's just they've done different things, and like the newer ones are gonna be those AWIN type affiliates because they went with that whole deal. But I think they merged it so both work. Can you okay? Well, this will be an interesting answer. Okay, Patricia. What? Can you recommend how much airbrush medium for a 2-ounce bottle of craft paint? The paint is apple barrel. Well, so have you used any of the paint? Or is this
Use it down to about halfway and then fill it up.
There you go. Exactly, Paul. Yeah, that's the smell.
All right, now you can't. It just all it did is it muddied out the pink.
Yes.
But now we've got that layer down there, and I'm jazzed about that. Okay, now we're going to use a different stencil here, and we're going to see. I hang these up here on my I don't know. Maybe I should try that one.
Hey, and Pete added some of that airbrush medium to the Hippie Crafter paints that we have. And that worked out really nicely for those two because they are a little bit thicker and need some thinning.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a flop off. I apologize for this getting all wonky in between my upsies, downsies business. Okay. So basically what I want to do is I want to get some of my favorite on here because I think it's going to be interesting. I don't know yet. You can see, look at the sticky marks from...
Oh, Carrie says that he's been trying to get his hands on another bottle of the Lucas Krill Fern, but it's sold out at Jackson's, eBay, Amazon, and everywhere else he has tried. Anyone else having that problem? Well, that's kind of sad if they don't make that color again, or...
Well, seriously.
Yeah. We'll see what other folks say about that. This is Grandma's Buttons. I can't tell you if it's style 1 or 2. I can't remember that exactly, but it is by Darcy. The edges have been cut off. Altered edges.
Altered edges. Okay, that paint is already dry, so I'm not even going to. Just go ahead and put it down over here. This particular...
Ooh, and Darcy, I would suggest, I think that's a fabulous idea. Darcy wants to try to do a little mixing video with it. I would think that, like, the green gold with, try, like, regular, just Titan buff or a white. And then maybe even, then throw a little, I don't know, I'm trying to think with the fern. If it has a little lean of, it leans a little yellow, but I think that
it's kind of ever so slightly neutralized, so you will need to put a tiny bit of red.
A little tiny?
Tiny bit of red.
There you go.
And I said. I would just go ahead and make a extremely pale green, and then add a tiny, tiny dot of red.
Carrie's going to have a go at it, but he needs a swatch from somebody. I think we still have some, right?
Oh, yeah. We do.
I would probably make that habit. Oh, goodness. Sorry.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is.
And still have a little bit of oopy goopies here on the plate, which we will just go ahead and oh, this is
oh, perfect. Mo has a swatch. Mo can send you a swatch, and you guys are in the same country, so that'll probably be a lot easier and faster.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with a little bit of our green here, which is going to, I don't know that this is going to come up with it, but oh, that's so cool. I'll have to show you in a minute what it did.
Oh. This is pretty, Carla. Pigeons are terrible, too. Look at that. That's some business.
Isn't that interesting? I think
she's very excited about them.
Incredibly.
What were you going to show us over there?
Here. Okay, so look how it added the. See, I had the flop off here.
Oh.
And it just hit where.
It only took it up in the paper areas. Well.
And look at this out here. Isn't that cool?
Try to do that again.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know. Yeah. Okie dokie. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get some square business going on here. Ooh, I can still feel some.
Is it sticky?
Sticky.
Gotta be careful.
Sticky paint here. I'm going to just, you know, retire this one simply because I just think it's so cool.
Yeah.
That I don't want to take the chance of mussing it up. And I have some ideas. Okay, so. I don't know what's going to happen
tell folks
to the
what
paint that is already on there.
Right. Well, tell folks what that paint is that you got there.
Oh, this paint is Abier iridescent acrylic in blue flash.
Very similar to the Shuttle Arts, you know, any of those crafty, shifty paints, you know, the iridescence, color shift, color change.
Yeah.
There's one other word that I always forget.
We think that they're all, I think they just relabeled them.
Basically. We have our suspicions.
In China, they have a little plant where they have, you know, people call in say, I have this paint and I want to put in a bottle like this.
That's some of it. That is actually somewhat true for certain brands and certain paints. That is true. There is that. Interference, thank you. See, I think that's the one I always forget. Eddie, you're just in charge of that. Anytime I'm like rambling through them, and then I'm like, but there's always that one. Interference. There's interference in my brain of remembering that. Yes.
Okay, got a good flop off on that one. And I'm telling you what. Oh, what's your name? Would have had some excellent flop offs the other day.
You just need to get over there and make some comments. And just make sure you tell her that, hey, this is Patricia from PM Artist Studio. I have some thoughts and things for you.
Yeah. Would you like me to talk to you here? Would you like me to lightning bolt you?
Don't tell her that. She does. Not everybody understands that. That's a thing that happens over here, and people have figured it out. But I don't think that you can just.
Oh, you think she
out well,
she doesn't understand the lightning bolt?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why. That is always what I've thought it was.
She may not even be a regular Facebook user.
Oh, I think
she might be an Instagrammer. She'll be like, you need to slide into my DMs.
I don't even know what that means.
I knew you wouldn't, but that's why I found that humorous.
Probably won't be sliding.
Yeah. What would your approach to DMing be?
I don't even know what we're talking about, actually.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, wonderful, Miriam. That's beautiful. Yeah.
But now look what I got here. So this needs to dry. But isn't that gorgeous?
Hello,
and you
Brenda.
saw what it looked like when we started. You knew all those wonderful layers there. We'll come back to that. Now, I am going to do something here.
Ingrid, please message me and I'll get it fixed for you. You can email me and I'll get it fixed for you.
Just a minute, I'll show it to you. This is just partial pickups. This is partial ghost pickups.
That's funny that it does that now. That's kind of new.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
I think so too. I was going to let that dry, and then I just saw this brayer off over here. And look at this, and this is the flop off. I mean, you know, I know that a lot of these papers that I'm using, you're thinking, oh, well, those are not going to be, that's not very interesting.
But 2 layers later.
2 layers later, 2 stencils later, you're like, whoa. And this is getting to be really, really wonderful.
It is. Hi, Diane.
Now, the only thing about this is it took me a long time to do this cutting. So I'm kind of reluctant to retire it because the edges are so cool.
You did good on that one. You spent some time.
I did. Okay, I'm thinking on this one. I can go green.
I don't know about that.
I know. What we thinking here? Purple? Purple might be good.
Yeah, purple or magenta. I think the quinacridone purple would be really nice.
Oh. All right. I can see that.
Darcy says she's very glad that you enjoyed that stencil. Baubles and bubbles. Oh, this is Baubles and Bubbles, not Grandma's buttons.
You can tell I like this. I remember I kind of went on a...
Yeah. Thank you, Mo.
That's how I do things. It's just, you know, it's kind of hard for me to...
100% Sherry. Instead of cutting the stencil, you could trim the print as desired. 100%.
Yeah, there's more than one way to kill a cat.
Or skin them.
Or skin them.
Or just, you know,
well, I
do a thing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure that I've got this out to my edges here so that I don't have that problem that I had earlier.
Oh, Diane.
Which was...
Ingrid, there's the email right there, the Mariah at PM Artist Studio. Email me there. Yeah, floppy offy there. Perfect. Yep. You're doing a good job, P.
Thank you, Mariah. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Encouraging.
Sherry's just, she's on team preservation.
Team preservation?
Yeah, of the stencil. That was funny.
Okay, that's nice. Over there.
She does love the look of it, though, but she just wanted to let people know. That's good. That's good. I'm excited to see this. You got 3 minutes. Ooh. Now, see, that's some ghosty business that is left behind there.
Yeah, and actually...
I just love that color.
Okay, yeah, I do. I love that. I will show you more of that later. I like the...
Oh, put your plate on the thing. Don't, no. Just put it away. Show the prints, and let's go.
Are we done?
Got 3 minutes. Got 2 at this point, yeah.
Oh.
2.
Well, I will let that dry, and we will put something on top of it, and it'll be absolutely...
Save it for later.
Save it for...
Gonna eat that later.
We'll save that for later.
That baby, she's always like, can you save that for me for later? And I'm like, no, it's done. This is your opportunity. This is not a save it for later kind of thing.
Look at this. That's
beautiful.
Just think that's so pretty.
Hey, Sonia. Happy Easter.
And I want to know where Nathan is so he can ooh and
oh, thank you, Margie.
Over all of these fabulous
Easter prints.
Easter prints.
We're calling these the Easter prints.
Easter prints. And I'm going to just run a...
Oh. Is that what you think that needs? Okay. See, that's going to really throw off the whole idea. It's like, was it a brayer off? But I guess technically it is at this point.
Yeah, well, I had leftover stuff and I had to do something with it.
It does look good on there. You should have done it on the edge.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. That was a missed opportunity.
That's a missed opportunity. That's right. So anyway.
Y'all can leave that in the comments down below.
There were missed opportunities.
Patricia.
I can take it. I can take it.
Dogging on others.
I can take it, I promise. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Darcy's enjoying these very much. These have a very Darcy feel to them as far as colors and just...
Well, and see this one, you can't see it because I'm not going to put it on there.
Save it for later on. I don't know. That is very funny, Paula.
This one's all funky on the edge because remember, this was the rub off.
Yeah, it's acting.
Clean the
It's acting out. Bye, Lizanne. Thanks for hanging. I'm gonna let her show them all. Then I'm gonna.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
I think
Yeah, that's cool.
so wonderful. Those
Is that one dry? Because there was a lot of paint on that thing.
There's a lot.
That was the first.
A lot of paint.
Mm-hmm.
And that's.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, that's everybody. I mean, I didn't get to all of them. I never do.
The pile never is.
Because I always pull in some others, or I use the brayer offs that I've already brayered off during that.
Yes.
Stream, and I am thinking that this one would benefit from another layer of something. I just don't know what it is. It might be.
Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging. We'll be back here tomorrow. I promise, going to finish my journal pages with the whole, facets ocean thing, collage business. Yeah, I'm going to finish it tomorrow.
And we've got some ideas on using the fuzzy stuff.
We do have some ideas about flocking. So we'll see you then. But until then,
love you.
like a
long haul.
bye, guys.